I'm just gonna say this because it keeps pissing me off. About every time they see a man in a video with a woman where she's getting evicted, they all act like every man on the planet is capable of holding down a job. These guys that make these videos. Um, I can't work. I can't work. I can't drive. Okay, can't work. Can't drive. I do have an income. So security checks, not much. Food stamps and insurance company card. Why is it that they always want to make these standards that every man is a working like they make the standards like disability people with disabilities don't exist. Like these creators out like everybody can get a driver's license, everybody can get a job. Like people with handicaps aren't a thing. I'm really getting sick of this shit with YouTube. Or YouTubers or whatever you call these guys. You know, because not everybody is 100% able to go get a job. I mean, there are some people that have nothing wrong with them and can go get a job. But they act like people don't have disabilities. Like there are things some people can't do. Like my legs are killing me because I had to walk this stupid store to get my medicine. Because I don't have a car. Take a license. Okay? And there are other people that can't get a car because they're in a wheelchair. I'm so sick of this crap. All the YouTubers out like everybody is 100% perfectly 100% healthy, capable of doing everything on the planet. People with handicaps exist, dumbass. Sick of the way the internet is anti-handicap. Act like people with handicaps don't exist. Like I would say one thing. If you are capable of doing, because like you know what they keep telling me, these fucking mental health counselors, and one I even deal with right now kind of pissed me off. Said I should get a job doing like a tech support thing or something, work from home. But I have, like I said, severe learning disabilities. I can't read that well. I have problems with my eyesight. I have trouble reading. Like I said, the government says I can't work. And the first one he said, "What the system is designed to do that way." No. I know my limitations. I have to walk with a cane. I try to read small print. I can't read it. Because I'm dyslexic. It looks like blurred lines to me. I'm sick of all these videos. Always putting it all on the man when they don't know the whole story of that situation. What if the father in this home? Heck, what if both of them? What if both of them have some kind of handicap that you can't see? What if that man in that video, what if he's a war veteran with PTSD and can't work because his war veteran stuff's that bad? I mean, I'm not making up excuses for every scenario, but I really wish YouTube would quit acting like people with disabilities don't exist. I mean, granted, 90% of these people that get evicted, they're not paying their bills. I mean, that's the majority of them. Whether they're a single mom, whether they're a handicapped couple, whatever. Like whatever the reason, it does come down to them being responsible adults. And just because you are handicapped doesn't mean you shouldn't be a responsible adult. Okay, I want to say that. Like I said, I told you guys, groceries and bills are priority for me. That's where most of the money goes. Okay? And then some goes to, like I said, those movies I showed you, whatever, the other entertainment I've listed. Okay? It just pisses me off when everybody says, "Oh, well, every man should have a job." Not every man is capable of getting the job, dumbass. Not every person is capable of getting a driver's license, dumbass. The only thing you're capable of being is a dumbass. And people pay you to create content on YouTube when you don't understand that handicapped people exist. I'm not saying that every case of these scenarios, these people are handicapped. Some of them are, some of them aren't, okay? But to act like everybody is 100% capable of doing everything is insulting. Okay, it's insulting. That like everybody can just go down to the VMV, pass their driver's test, and pay to maintain a car. Okay? The fact that every man and every piece of footage in these evictions. I mean, what if that guy served our country? What if that father in that home served our country? What if he's been in one of these stupid ass wars? And he has mental disabilities. And I've met veterans. There are some of them that are pitiful. I'm just sick of them saying, I mean, this is different. When you got someone evicted because they're being an idiot and not being responsible, that's a whole nother ball of wax. You got doctors and lawyers not paying their house payment because they spent their money on something they couldn't afford, and they're losing their house. So that level of mature responsibility, you don't have to be disabled to have that as an excuse. I'm sorry, you can't look at that as a class divide. Common sense is a human trait. Whether you're on a fixed income like me and you prioritize necessities and importance, or you're, what's that guy's name, that musician out of the money he kept buying stuff he couldn't afford? Oh, MC Hammer, yeah, I like him. He kept spending money he didn't have, and guess what? He ended up broke. He ended up getting his house repossessed and a bunch of other things because he was spending money he didn't have. I saw a video about him, a movie about him about a year ago. I saw about his, about how that's how he ended up, ended up in a situation he ended up in. I mean, now he's like a preacher or something or what. I don't know. I don't know the guy's life. I just know that he spent money he didn't have on things he couldn't afford, and he ended up as broke as a person on a fixed income because he didn't manage his money. Because the infinite money glitch is not real. It might work in The Sims. You might type in XBYALRB whatever and get infinite money in The Sims, but there is no infinite money in reality. Whether you got a fixed income or you work, you have to manage your money. Plain and simple, that's common sense. You can have a good job, you can have a bad job, but being financially responsible is a mutual thing, okay? And then for them to always say, well, that man should have a job. What if the man can't have a job? What if he's a PTSD war veteran or some crap? I'm so sick of all these guys saying, get a job, get a job, get a job. What if the person you're trying to get a job is handicapped, okay? What if they can't get a job? What if their disability isn't visible? Like, I'm getting judged for both disabilities you can see, that cane, this respirator, glasses. I'm getting judged for those plus the mental illness. I got all that shit going on. But I take my Social Security check and I pay my bills and I buy my groceries. Why don't they call out the shit for what it is? Whether you're the lawyer who just took your entire paycheck and bought yourself a house you can't make payments on because the bank gave you a loan for that house or whatever. And yes, I know there are lawyers that do this. I know there are lawyers. I'm sorry, you may work at that law firm today, and then you say something ugly to a client, or you piss off your boss. Well, guess what? You don't work there no more. You don't get that salary no more. The way people get fired nowadays, you could work a high-dollar job like a lawyer or a doctor, and then one wrong customer complaint to HR, and you're fired. You could have been working at that hospital since they built it, or that law firm since it started from a 2-room office building in a ghetto neighborhood. And then all of a sudden you say the wrong thing, you get a customer complaint, you're the one out of the company. You're the one out, you're the one on the unemployment line. I'm sorry, but let's just be honest. Being a responsible adult is putting your priorities in order. Whether you have a good job, a bad job. The only people I say that are not responsible are those women that keep having sex with every guy at the bar and popping out a new kid every 9 months. I mean, technically that is their job. You know what they're doing? They're producing the next bunch of cannon fodder for the Army. Or the Navy, or whatever military force needs them. You know, that's probably what it is. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're making the clone trooper armor that we need. That's what they're doing. They're making cannon fodder. See, they're making something. They're contributing to society. They're making cannon fodder for the military. There you go. That's their job. They're cannon fodder producers. Because every one of those unintelligent, illiterate bastards have got to do something. So, I guess they get to be on the front lines in whatever conflicts are gonna happen. And they get to be cannon fodder. Yeah, that's what we are to produce. That's what we are to call those women with those 10 kids with no father. Cannon fodder makers, cannon fodder factories. Because that's all those dumb bastards are going to be worth to anybody. It's cannon fodder. That's the only, and then like I said, there's another kind of person I can't defend when it comes to being, is the overweight person. I'm sorry, but the mom with 10 kids with 10 different fathers, you're just a cannon fodder factory. And the morbidly obese person, they should let you join the Navy just to use you as a backup anchor for the ship. I mean, you'd make a great backup anchor. I mean, the little raft boats they use for the Navy SEALs. Yeah, you bring the fat person along, so you have an extra anchor in case your other one gets blown off. That's what I say about that. That's what I think. Or you want to charge a bunch of money on maintenance to your aircraft. You fill it full of, you fill your cargo plane full of 300 fat people, and then the wings fall off when it tries to leave the airport because the plane's overweighted. Which was actually a cause of a crash in real life, actually. There was a plane, I think it was in the 70s or 80s, that was full of a bunch of soldiers that were coming back from a training or something, but the plane was overweighted with the soldiers, all their personal effects, all the other crap the plane had to carry. The plane literally fell out of the sky over a mountain range full of people and their crap because it was more crap than the plane could carry. Because you had all these soldiers and their trinkets and their war trophies and all the crap in the cargo hold, all the 300 plus bodybuilder Marines that were whatever they were in the plane. Yeah. So yeah, planes having a weight limit is a thing. Because a bunch of people and their crap brought a plane down. Because they couldn't fly high enough to get over the mountain range. Man, just imagine. What if you had a bunch of fat people that all wanted to book the same plane? Would that even be possible? Like I said, if a bunch of military dudes with their foot lockers and their war trophies could bring this plane down like it did in the late 80s, early 90s, whatever, when this happened. I don't know when this happened. I know it happened. I know that a plane full of people and their crap brought the plane down because they didn't factor in the weight and the plane couldn't fly. And these weren't a bunch of 300-pound fat asses. They were a bunch of bodybuilder Marine type people. A bunch of overweight bodybuilder soldiers from some branch of service and all their crap that they packed in the plane with them. And it's kind of funny. There was another plane where the cargo was a smaller plane with the same thing. They couldn't really even lift this stupid cargo to put it in this stupid plane, and because the plane was overweighted, I mean, I think we have scales at airports now. These are all older stories in the 70s and 80s when I guess they didn't weigh planes as much. So the fact they charged that fat person 2 seats makes sense. Because you put enough of those I wonder how many fat, and there was another one with boats. Like there was a boat called the Ether Allen. It sank because it had too many fat people on it. Yeah, there was a tour boat. I remember that one too. So yeah, that's why they don't want fat people on their stuff. They break it. Your fat butt isn't just breaking the chair, the chair that looks like that. You're going to break the airplane, the boat. Your fat butt's going to break everything. No wonder they don't want you anywhere. There, I just came up with 2 historical events of accidents being caused because the vehicle was full of fat people. Yeah, so for every video you see with fatty breaking a chair like that, just imagine. If you get on an airplane and there's a lot of fat people, that plane's going to crash because the plane is not going to it's going to be too heavy to fly. And if you get on a boat with a bunch of fat people, it's going to sink. Look up the story of the Ethan Allen and look up the one about the overweighted plane full of military dudes and their crap that brought the plane down because it was overweighted. I mean, look at it. It's a real thing. Wow. I just brought up a whole reason for the industry to be fatphobic. Because they break crap. And it's not just the chairs in the office building. They break the airplanes. They break the boats. I wonder how many fat people it would take to sink a cruise ship. Yeah, that would be interesting. That'd be an interesting experiment. Because the Ethan Allen was a little tour fishing boat thing for a lake. I wonder how many fat people you'd have to put on a cruise ship to sink it, or how many fat people would you have to put on an airplane to ground it? Like so much weight, so many fat people on it that the landing gear just collapses and the plane falls on its belly on the runway. Hey, anybody want to do that experiment? So many fat people it takes to actually break big vehicles like that. Hey, that's an ex-cruise. Instead of a gay cruise, a fat cruise. And let's see how long the ship lasts at sea full of fat people. Like how long the ship lasts before every deck falls onto the deck below it. And because, there's been history of ship being overweighted before. But fill it full of fat people. Make a fat cruise, Virgin. Make a fat cruise, Virgin Entertainment. And to see how long your cruise ship lasts before every part of the ship falls. Well, so I started going about that. I don't know what's got into me today, but I'm making fun of people. Yeah, I'm going to leave this one. I'm going to put this one up there too. Making fun of, I don't know, talking about disabilities, but then making fun of fat people breaking stuff. Yeah, that's another experiment. Hey, why don't we there's an aircraft carrier in Charleston Harbor called the Yorktown. How many fat people can it hold before it sinks? I mean, it was built, I think, in World War II. So, yeah, how many fat people could we fit on the Yorktown, if it's still there, to sink it? Instead of, that's what you ought to do. Get a bunch of dead fat people since they die so young, and use those to sink your ships to make your barrier reefs. Then also, the fish also have food in the process, all the fat people. Save on funeral home expenses. Make the fat people into fish food.